Fire me for BS. Okay, let me waste your time. So I worked at a big box store. I worked there for almost 2 years. While working there, upper management liked to try and bully me, but a lot of people didn't like it. Because I worked hard and I would stand up for myself. On many occasions they would set me up to break policy and get mad when I didn't and told them I wouldn't do it because I would get fired. So COVID hits. I get pregnant. A manager has me take leave and gets it approved because I was already really sick, and with all the cases she didn't want me to get COVID as well. I wasn't the only person to have someone help me do this. But with me it was a problem. Even though I was on leave, I was being called daily by managers wondering when I would get back, and I should just tough it out. Being in an already stressful situation, I miscarried, and when they found out they pretty much demanded I come back because you're not pregnant anymore, so you should be okay. I go back since they then ended my leave, so I had to. But I still hadn't recovered and had to take some days off. During COVID, absences weren't supposed not count against you. But I was fired due to them. They refused my doctor's notes, which I also learned they weren't supposed to do. Well, I don't go back there, but I go back to get some stuff, and people are asking why I was fired. I tell them and they get mad. People have had 5 times as many absences than I did and are still there, and every doctor's note is accepted. Well, at this time they are struggling because people are quitting due to them being horrible. They ask me to come back. So I do. They don't realize I'm pregnant. I wait to tell them until I start showing. And I get a doctor's note stating I can't be standing too long during work and can only do so much. They can't deny it. I work up until the point I give birth, get my 12 weeks paid, and immediately quit. They thought when they hired me they would get the hard worker they used to have. But no. I timed it all so I could waste their time. Get paid maternity leave, then quit literally the day before I came back. Don't fire people for BS, then beg them to come back when you realized you needed them. Edit. So I've had some comments saying I should file a lawsuit. Truth is, I thought about it. I have a lawyer in my family who I talked to. And we weighed my options, considering I lost my job and due to COVID finding another job was hard. I could have ended up paying more than it was worth. And even now I have a child and my money is going towards giving them a good life. And with my plan I still got paid. Plus most of the managers were later fired anyway. I felt a lot more vindicated with being petty. At this point I just feel a lawsuit would be more trouble than it's worth. Also, considering the state of the world after the overturning of Roe versus Wade, I don't think it would bode well for me to even try. Even though this happened before, it wouldn't get me any sympathy points having a miscarriage, seeing everything that's been going on now. The next step would be the legal repercussions of not accepting doctor's notes. There are regulatory bodies in your country? A friend of mine worked in a cell phone call center several years ago. When she severely sprained her ankle and had multiple doctor visits and physical therapy, no one said anything. But when she got pregnant, everyone lost their minds. She was having problems with her pregnancy. And even though it was a sit-down job, her doctor limited her to 8 hours days and 40 hours weeks. Her immediate supervisor wrote her up for refusing mandatory OT. She ended up quitting and filing an EEOC complaint against the company for discrimination. Why wouldn't you take legal action instead of going back to work for them? You have all the phone records and hopefully your nice manager would have backed you up. You still can go back and find anything you have records of and ruin that entire branch. On a side note, this sub is making me a much more skeptical person, but I guess that's Reddit. Being in an already stressful situation, I miscarried, and when they found out they pretty much demanded I come back because you're not pregnant anymore, so you should be okay. At this point I've expected you to race back to work and stomp his nuts to a creamy substance. But that's no your balls gone revenge though. Good for you for making them pay. Evil, evil people. Love what you did, smiley face. This is awesome, smiley face. Well done, mama. From experience, for future reference. In the US, when treated differently or denied accommodations during pregnancy, you can file with the EEOC. It's free. The whole investigatory process basically proceeds behind the scenes. And then you get paid a settlement amount. Woman shrugging. I'm in the USA. Filed a grievance against my employer with the Department of Labor for my state. No lawyer needed. It pains me to see these stories and people not filing a grievance because they think they need a lawyer. BTWI won my wrongful termination lawsuit brought against the company by the state on my behalf. Karma sure is a bitch, bossman. Congratulations for successfully standing up for yourself. On a side note, you most likely didn't miscarry because of the stressful situation. After the 3rd month the body holds tooth and nail to the kid. So you'd pretty much have to exhaust yourself close to death to miscarry. Or suffer major trauma or an accident. Even lifting of up to 20 pounds is still allowed as late as months 8 and 9. Before the 3rd month, rate of miscarriage in a perfectly healthy woman is about 1 in 4. It's not really a miscarriage, as it's actually quality control of your body. If it suspects the baby is not right genetically, it aborts by itself. It happens a lot. That's natural. Don't beat yourself up. This isn't to say your manager isn't a dick anyway. That sounds like a lawsuit to me. But I like it. So I'm curious. And I don't expect a public reply. I don't want to shame anyone. But which of the stores did you work for? Geez, at my job in the US you get plenty of sick and personal days and you get 3 months of paid a leave once your baby is born, whether you are male or female. I miscarried and when they found out they pretty much demanded I come back because you're not pregnant anymore, so you should be okay. The fact that this doesn't end with you burning the place to the ground with management locked inside shows you have way more patience than I do. Sounds like you were the victim of the Walmart way. Unless it's a similar box store also founded in the pit of hell. Bravo. 000. When management tries to get rid of a hard worker, it's usually because of a terrible attitude. Good Lord. Working in the United States is dreadful. I remember when I used to work for a big retail store selling electronics. The managers were jerks to everyone and they treated their employees like subpar humans. In Europe, your maternity leave would have allowed you to have your income and be completely covered to have your baby, with no stress.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.